Howdy, and happy Friday, Fun Day Friday, and today's a special day because we have the return of the Mac. There it is, Return of the Mac. If you know that song, you know it. My dad plays it all the time. It's the most annoying thing. Every time we're at his house or at some kind of event or a party, New Year's, and he has control of the aux or the music, that's the first song that plays, Return of the Mac. Oh man, it's ingrained in my head now. But today is Fun Day Friday, and so we have a Fun Day Challenge. Fun Day Friday Challenge by our one and only Terraball level 3. Level 3 because he's beat me 3 times. But I'm slowly working it back down. I think Max was level 4 or 5? I don't know if he reached 5. Can't remember. But our challenge today is the Echoing Chaos. Difficulty should be easy. Gotta love the shoulds in there, the shoulds. Starting orbs, my favorite orb, Ouroboros. I'd be curious to know if that's still your favorite orb after this newest nerf that they did to it. Well, I guess not nerf necessarily. They nerfed the base damages of it, but they've buffed the echoing abilities of it, so it's how you take it. You can really build it out to be strong, as you could see in one of my previous videos today. Echo Orb and the Mirror Orb. Oh, the Mirror Orb. I was thinking Mem Orb, but it's Mirror Orb. Okay, I'll change that. Relics, Echo Chamber, any non-secret or event relic of your choice. You do get to pick one of the 4 starting relics to have as well, but playing as Peglin. Okay. Crucible level 10. Rules: no buying orbs that aren't Echo Orb. Obtaining orbs is okay, and no rules on relics. Notes: get rid of the 1 stone ASAP. Yes, and these are referring to our last Fun Day Friday challenge. Go see that a week ago of today. But I have already had it built out, except I put Mem Orb instead of the Mirror Orb, which kind of changes my thought process on what I was doing here, because I chose the Spinvent Originality as the starting relic, just because it helps the Ouroboros a lot. But with the Mirror Orb duplicating one of them, I think it's still a net positive, especially for the Echo Orb that's doing poo-poo magoo damage. I'll be curious to see what it does. Maybe it does nothing for us. Maybe it does help us. I don't know. But there is no rules on orbs. We're not going to go bomb build. That's kind of cheesy. So we'll go refresh shield. Easier refreshing, more consistent refreshing is good for me. And there it goes. Duplicated the Ouroboros. The Ouroboros doesn't necessarily have... Why is it a 2-4? It shouldn't have a 2-4 here, right? Maybe it should? I can't imagine it should have a 2-4. You're a 1-3. Unique orbs in your deck get +1/+2. So it still gets the +1/+2 because the other orb's still considered a Mem Orb? I mean, not a Mem Orb, a Mirror Orb? Is that why? Random navigation, please don't go right. Dang it. We couldn't remove our stone there. If I looked at the map before I made a decision on which direction I go, I can go right there, fight that fight, get our extra 2 whatchamacallits, and then we would have been good. Why couldn't you just duplicate? So it's a 1-3, an 0-1. What? Why are you a 0-1? That one's a 1-3. I'm so kind of confused on how that works. You're a 3-5. I don't want to throw the stone because that's not part of the challenge. I'm supposed to get rid of the stone, so we can't really throw it. That's not bad. 19, 10. You gotta hit that crit. The crit. Oh, thank you. Not much damage output, but we'll hit this crit. That's a 3 damage. That'll be decent amount of damage going on. 109 going into you. That's 43 because it's only echo 40 plus an echo of 10 from our relic. Okay, this might be actually an interesting build. Now it definitely will rely heavily on, if we upgrade here, we should still have enough to discard, I think. Yes, we do. And then intentional oboe, I'm just going to take that because who doesn't like reduction in damage taken? Get rid of the stone, and now we are good. The pebble, however you want to call it. I'm going to keep calling them stones just because I'm used to it. Those of you that might be new to the game, they used to be called stones, not pebbles. So there's that little bit of information for you. Why is that so zoomed in? Do want to find a way to go left here because that'll give us more relics. Find, I guess, not a great relic by any means, but is a relic nonetheless. Spinfection, I do enjoy Spinfection a lot. Question marks might be nice. Upgrade, yes please, don't mind if I do. If we upgrade you, you're an echo 60, but then you're an echo 80, and I think I'd rather have an echo 80 going on here, especially since that's going to be our main damage dealer. And then there's that, so now we're doing even more damage. +1 +0, check behind. A strong monster appears. Not that same strong monster. You can change it up just a hair bit, can't you? Did we even trigger a single one of the bombs last round? 3. So it's a 2-2. This one's a 3-5. It's very interesting. And I just think that Echo Chamber with only Echo 10 is kind of garbage. I figured it would do a whole lot more damage than that, especially being a relic. And orbs are throwing around echo of like 80s, echoes of a lot more than 10. I don't think anything has an echo of 10, even the starting echo. But maybe they've already theory tested that and it just gets a little too strong, which I could see that probably being a thing where the echo chamber would be too strong with that. We're not going to be causing any slimes, so that other relic's pointless to grab. We have one form of Pierce, and that's an Ek Orb, which is nice. Take a rest. Strong monster. I'll take another strong monster. The 2-3 attack here. And now you're a 1-1. Weren't you a 2-2 last game? I'm so confused. I am completely baffled as to why or how that works. Because I'm pretty sure last time it was a 2-2. I don't know. But I cooked myself a nice little salmon tonight. 100 echo, so it just duplicates the previously thrown, which is nice. Now let me see something real quick. This one. Yes, that essentially is a net positive for us. Now the reason I say it's a net positive is because now our Ouroboros is weaker. Because that's the mirror orb, isn't it? Yes, it is. And I kind of want to skip it. Don't hit the crit. Don't hit the crit. So the mirror orb one is no good. So maybe we didn't want Betsing Hedge, but I guess it's not terrible amount of damage here. Still 2, I suppose. Not great, but not atrocious by any means. We'll hit the refresh here, go down, and now you're doing like 100 and some odd, and you're a 3-3. You're doing 200 and some odd. Okay, the Ek Orb might be pretty good. Definitely relies heavily on what your build is. But this is what I thought Ouroboros would look like with the 4/4. So now it doesn't really matter if we hit a crit or not. But I guess now if we hit a crit, we actually lose damage. But it is what it is. I do fancy a little bit of a squirrel action, especially with the odds of it increasing our damage more and our echo goes up. Yes. Let's look at the map real quick. Right? Left. I like the question marks of right more. Thank you for the lack thereof damage. That's okay. We're a compounding build. We don't mind. Okay, next. Is that 8? Is that 8 or is that a 0? I think that's an 8. Okay, next throw is going to duplicate it, the bad boy. We'll just go ahead and duplicate it. Well, it doesn't duplicate it, I should say. Instead, doing 150. Guaranteed 200. And then you're doing 200, 201 here. Okay, yeah. You're just an obvious throw on out there. And we do want the question marks. Question marks are a little bit more exciting. Gives us a little bit more to work with here. Now this is kind of scary. Fun fact. Because we do have like a ramp up period with this build. We're not guaranteed to be super strong for a while. We're at 288. Yeah, we still have to throw you. The problem is where that refresh is kind of gonna hurt us a lot. Yeah, that refresh location is complete utter disaster. We lost so much health because of that. But we have popping corn, so maybe that in theory will heal us. The unicorn horn, isn't that what that's called? Yeah, unicorn horn. Is it with a question mark? Unicorn horn question mark? Huh. Didn't really realize it had a question mark on it. I'll take that because now all it takes is one bomb. Actually, no, it just takes... What took him out? Oh, the spinfection did. Because we infected them with some spin. When's the next good zombie movie coming out? Like Dawn of the Dead. I remember Dawn of the Dead, 28 Weeks Later. What's another one? Back whenever Walking Dead was good. There was so many good like zombie stuff out there. And I remember that was like Left 4 Dead was a big thing. Left 4 Dead 2 comes out. Dying Light was there. All of these good zombie games on top of it. I want a good zombie movie again. Something kind of scary. Gets you kind of stressed out a little bit. Not necessarily these dramatic movies or shows like Walking Dead turned into, where it's more political than it is actually surviving a zombie apocalypse. That's what The Walking Dead kind of moved away from the fact that they were trying to survive a zombie apocalypse and instead started making it to where it's people versus people, which I understand that's going to be a scenario that happens within a zombie apocalypse. Of course, resource guarding and whatnot, but I want to see the action of just people not being what humans are and just trying to work on the same team and survive together. That's what I want to see. Dawn of the Dead style. They were all in it together. Even the guy that was on a different building in a different position, he was perfectly fine by himself, and then he opened them up his door to the others, and the others screwed him over. Well, I guess he was running out of food, but we'll digress that part. I don't want to do a bomb build or have anything associated with a bomb build. You'll have to watch Dawn of the Dead to know what I'm talking about there. Then they made Shaun of the Dead, which honestly, the age I was whenever Shaun of the Dead came out, I thought Shaun of the Dead was scary too, even though it was a satire, but I still thought it was scary just because it was zombies. And then when 28 weeks came out, or 28 weeks or 28 days later, since they both like came out, I don't remember which one it was. It's the one that has Jeremy Renner in it. Whichever one has Jeremy Renner in it, that's the one that came out. My parents went to go see it in the theaters. They told me, they started scaring me about it and saying, well, my dad didn't, my mom did. And she said, if anyone comes to the door and their eyes are bloodshot, just close the door and call me or call XYZ. I don't know exactly what it was, but she convinced me that in Europe there was a zombie outbreak. And so there was me just stressed out thinking that there's zombies out there to get us and they could be coming to the US at any time. Granted, who knows? There was ever since, which here's me talking about zombies, and then what's that movie that came out? I mean, that show on HBO based on the game. I don't have a PlayStation, so I never played it. But what is it called? It's The Last of Us. Yes, The Last of Us, which is apparently a very good show. They made it into a very good show, very interesting, and it's a zombie related. And then, of course, on YouTube everywhere. See, why did it drop down to 2-3 now? Because I'm missing a crit, maybe? Oh, that's probably what it is. It's because we're missing a crit here. 80% of that carries over, which isn't bad. So now we have 2 crits on the board. So now it's doing a 3 and whatnot. I see what it's doing. So now it duplicates again. Our base damage is even stronger. So hopefully we don't hit the crits, but usually we hit a crit whenever we don't need to hit a crit. Usually the case. But that's what I'm looking out for. I want to see where these next zombie movies come from. Not necessarily a show on HBO that I could have watched if I really wanted to, but I didn't. I did watch it once on my honeymoon. My wife was asleep. I was just sitting there scrolling through the channels. They didn't have a smart TV, so I couldn't like log into Netflix or anything. So I was just scrolling through the channels they had. They had HBO, so I saw The Last of Us, tuned in, and it was just a episode in the middle of the season. I thought it was actually really interesting and good, but how many crits do we have? I mean, how many refreshes do we have? Only 1, right? But we have a way to refresh, but we have a lot of persist, so I don't think we want it. But I watched that one episode. I really enjoyed it, but I don't think I'm gonna watch it at all. If I want to see it, I'll play the game. I'll play the game and get my experience through the game, moreover than watching it on HBO, which it would probably be nicer to watch it on HBO, just because I like watching movies more, or watching shows more than playing single player games. I'm not the biggest into single player games. Then you say, well, Cam, you're playing a single player game right now. Well, it doesn't feel like I'm playing a single player game. It feels like I'm playing it with you guys, or at least I have someone to talk to. I have you all to talk to as I'm playing it, and whenever I'm playing Last of Us, who am I going to talk to? I'm just going to be sitting there playing it by myself, which is fine, I suppose, but... Oh, I shouldn't have thrown that orb. Well, it's still stronger than our orb here, so... Fighting the dragon's gonna be interesting, but I think we'll be fine with it. We can pick up another Ekor, but since we have the Spinvin originality, we're not going to do that. Kind of hoping there's an instance where we can remove. We don't need that either. I think that might hurt us more whenever we get down to the... What if we do something like this? I'm fine with that. Let more of them spawn in. Let more of them spawn in, and then we pop off 2 of these bombs here. Boom. Not enough. Oh, thank you. I was afraid. Boom, big bomb hits. Perfect, perfect. We just go ahead and throw it there. I didn't want to hit the bomb. And then watch this bad boy. Boom. And we're out of here. We'll take the heals for sure. We'll head on down to the right. Maybe it was just me that was big into the zombies, my brother and I, but it feels like it was a big kick for a little bit in those like late 2000s, early 2010s, or maybe it was just mid 2010s whenever it was a big thing. I don't remember. I get those all mixed up. It still feels like we're in the 2010s and we're in the 2020s. And it still feels like 2 years ago was 2009, 2010. Granted, I was middle school at that time, so a lot of things have changed since then, but it feels like it's always still there. Feels like we've never left that time zone, which there's that theory. These refreshes are nowhere near us, so I don't foresee us refreshing anytime soon. Well, there's a refresh right there. Fortunately, we did enough damage with the poison. Light Chef Potion, no. Since it's a free relic, we're gonna grab it. It's not really that helpful for us by any means. That's not bad. Not great, but not bad. Kind of forgot I grabbed Short Fuse. But I grabbed Short Fuse whenever I bought out a whole shop, so it wasn't necessarily actively me going, picking out bomb build. I was just clearing out a shop, that's it. And then what happened to Pokemon? Why is Pokemon the way that it is? I saw a few things on like YouTube. It was like referred to me. I don't know why. I don't watch anything necessarily Pokemon related, but it was like referred to me. And I was just looking at all these like new Pokemon that are in the new games. I've stopped playing in what? Shortly after Diamond and Pearl? I think Diamond and Pearl were the last like games I played. And then it just seems like they went really weird with some of the Pokemon that are in the game. They don't even seem like they're Pokemon. They seem very... Which, granted, I see them, they look dumb, but you know, you can't really match the original Pokemon, and then you only have an a finite amount of animals you can actually choose from to like create these Pokemon out of. So, to be fair, I understand they're running out of ideas. I would have ran out of ideas a whole lot longer ago than they are. I don't think we need Name Dictionary. I don't think we need any of those other relics in there. You might be good. You could be good. I just feel like you're going to... I don't know. Not necessarily hurt us by any means. I don't think you would hurt us. These bouncers... No, I thought the bouncers would affect you. The bouncing... I'm just gonna hit these refreshes and hope for the best. No! You're supposed to let it go through so we can heal, but... Continue on. Because if it let us continue to let that orb bounce around, we could have healed all the way back up to max HP. But it didn't let us. This might be a very interesting fight, by the way. Especially the way this is going. Oh, you hit the crit. You did not need to hit the crit, but Getting rid of the crits kind of puts that Betsy's hedge down a little bit, which isn't terrible of an idea. Boom. Oh, I was hoping you'd stay. You know, I guess the topic for this video is just random things that come to my head, but I was watching another video and it was talking about like the Overwatch updates and stuff like that, and one of the content creators were watching old videos where it was before he was a full-time streamer and stuff like that. And you know, I started actually watching it. I was like, I wonder how many people are actually full-time streamers. And at what point do you cross that line to become a full-time, like this is my job now? Because I feel like I would never be brave enough to take that leap. Especially, some people say it's whenever your income from it is the same as your full-time income. But then if that's the case, you're doing both of them already. You can make so much more money if you do them both, right? But granted, no one wants to necessarily work that much because it is exhausting producing the videos consistently. I do agree with that. I concur with that idea. Here we go. Perfect. Straight up and down. Don't hit the crit though. Beautiful. Look at that, 1700s just carrying over with us. Why are you at 1-2? Why are you back to being a 1-2, eh? And you're not even hitting a crit, which is nice, I suppose. So good, so good. Terraball, that one's for you. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening to me rant a little bit this Friday. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Thank you so much, and bye-bye.